Hey everybody. Boy, we had the craziest storm 2 nights ago. I've never heard anything like it. Not since the tornado came through here a few years back. Look what it did to my roof on this former coop. My husband just put those shingles up there not long ago. Had roll roofing on it. He shingled the back and he finally got around to shingling the front. Look what it did. Oh my gosh. He's got to climb up there. I can't do it. My knee is killing me. I don't know what I'm going to do. My whole right leg is hurting now because my knee is making it where I walk funny. So it hurts my ankle. It hurts my hip. I torqued my hip, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. But it's been so warm, and now tonight it's going to be. It was 38 degrees last night, supposedly. I can't remember exactly what it was. Tonight it's supposed to drop to freezing or just below freezing. My pear tree, my moonglow pear, is covered in pears. And I thought my peach tree didn't have any peaches. I just went out there yesterday. It is loaded with little peaches. And this is the only below freezing night tonight. Oh, Lord, it just poured rain yesterday, so maybe there's enough moisture that it won't kill everything. Oh, my God. I thought, oh, please, please, just let me have peaches and pears this year because this tree is covered in pears, 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 pears. It's covered in pears for the first time in a long time. It's got pears all over it. It's got pears all over it. And they're so kind of small. It's hard to see on this camera. But it's covered in pears. But my peach tree's loaded. Oh my God. We were waiting until after this cold night to plant anything out here. We have a few nights in the upper 30s, but not, and that's upper 30s though. But we had to wait until this one bad night. Our normal frost date's about the 3rd week of April here. I'm at about right at 2,000 feet elevation here in the mountains. But all that wind, we must have put down this black plastic really good because only one little corner over here flipped up a little bit. I mean, it was just a tiny part of one, but it all stayed put. So if it did that in 60-mile-an-hour winds, it's good. But oh my God, my peach tree, it's crazy. I've never seen such craziness. That wind, I don't think it's not been that way since the tornado uprooted an entire 50-foot oak tree and crushed my old chicken pen. I'm coming down here. I planted some kale down here. I don't know if you can even see that kale down here. There's a row of kale here, a row of kale in the middle, and there was a row of lettuce leaf basil here, but it's not coming up. I did plant another location where it's already coming up. I hear you, Hector. The potatoes that we planted in here haven't come up yet, so it's not quite there yet, but they will. Hang on, I'm going to go to the peach tree. I just don't want to walk over there. I don't know if you can even see these. They're so little. My little peaches. Little peaches. My little tree has got little peaches on it. Oh my goodness, the whole tree is so covered with little peaches. They're a little bit small to see very well right now, but this is covered in peaches. I've got these 2 grapevines here, and every year the deer eat them back, but I put some fencing right here on both sides to see if I can protect this from the deer. It hasn't grown enough for me to even know if they really are seedless or not. They're supposed to be seedless, and they keep getting eaten back. All this stuff left over from our barn, I put it around here because the deer don't like to walk on this metal. If I can put enough pieces around here until I get some more fencing, maybe I can keep them from eating this thing down so bad. You see this tree right here? See that damaged tree here? Look at that tree. That's a very, very tall oak tree. That damage comes from, we had a burn pile over here. That's from my husband burning things over here. He's damaged the tree, and then the woodpeckers and the bugs got hold of it. Eventually that tree, I think, is going to die. And I don't know what we're going to do then, because the last thing I want to do is to crush my garden. I don't know what to do with that. Yeah, it's just really bad now. Don't know what to do with that. If I could get it to fall the other direction, it'd be okay. But that's kind of tall. I'm not sure if we can make that fall the way we want it to fall. My husband's no lumberjack. We've had some good luck doing that, but some days it just doesn't go the way you want it to. And I don't want to go this way, because if it goes this way, it's going to take out that building. But yeah, Mexican oregano is coming back comeback gangbusters like it does every year. My friend Robin she gave me the starch for Cuban oregano, but that's very delicate. It doesn't take cold night temps. So I have to bring it in the winter time. It almost dies off completely in the winter. It gets really lush over the summer in a pot in the house and outside on the porch, and then I have to take it in for the winter, and then it dies off again, or almost dies off again. So I don't know if I could ever get my Cuban oregano. She lives in South Carolina, so she's got a lot warmer climate than I do here in the mountains. But that's what's going on here. I did want to mention something to y'all. Encourage you to please, please, if you don't have this kind of land, grow a garden somewhere. I mean, there is this channel called Dirt Patch Heavens, one word, with a capital D, Dirt Patch Heaven. Julianne, she only has like 1.5 acres in, I think it's Idaho. And she has goats and ducks, and she grows fruit trees, and she does deep garden beds. You can learn a lot from her on how to garden in a smaller space. I need to get some deep garden beds. This cherry tree. This cherry tree, it actually bloomed. I can't believe it bloomed. It's going to get nipped, though. It's going to get nipped tonight. I know it will. But Dirt Patch Heaven, check out Julianne's channel. She actually spins wool and all kinds of stuff, so she's really a homesteader. But there's a lot you can learn from her channel about how to grow things in a small space and how to compost and mulch and just how to grow things, and she's all about doing it easily because her husband has a back issue, and Julianne's, she keeps talking about how to keep doing it because she does it all herself. She does all the gardening. She's got daughters, and she does all the gardening herself. Her husband works in a hospital, I do believe, and she does it all herself, and she makes it easy on herself. She tells you how to do it in this these deep garden beds that basically are up to her chest. And she starts her seeds in February. She starts growing in these little raised beds in February. Oh, Hector, it's just the cat. You know the cat. He's older than you are. He's been around longer than you, Hector. My Hector. Hi, Hector. Hello, Mr. Hector. I know it's windy out here today, isn't it? But I encourage you to grow something. There's a quote. It's contributed to Henry Kissinger, and there's variations on it, but basically it says something about if you control oil production, you can control nations. If you control the food supply, you control the people. And whether he said it or not, or how exactly he said it, how it was said, control the food supply, control the people is a truth that you need to know and take to heart. And so you need to take control. You need to take control. You need to take control and decide what things you really like to eat. You don't have to grow 15 vegetables. Decide what are the most useful vegetables to your household. If it's tomatoes and peppers because you like to make fajitas, or peppers and onions, or garlic, onions, peppers, tomatoes are fairly easy to grow. We grow Crowder peas. We like those much better than green beans. I'm not a big green bean fan. I do love these peas, and I grew them from peas my father gave us in a jar years ago, years and years. We had them for years before my husband said, I think I'll plant these. And we've gotten seeds saved from them every year. You've got to have heirloom seeds because they're the ones you can seed save from. Monsanto wants to keep you from saving your seeds because they want to have the market on it. So, get heirloom seeds. Just decide which things you most want to eat. Okra is a very vertical crop. It doesn't take a lot of room up. these crowder peas, they climb. They don't take up a lot of room. So decide on 3 or 4 things that you know that you'll eat and that you'll use, and try to grow those. Find the sunniest spot in your yard and try to till it up if you want to, or get containers. And look at Julianne's channel. Look at other channels about how to grow in containers. And you've got to start somewhere. But you really got to take control for your own and responsibility for your own food. You've got to take your own responsibility for feeding yourself to any degree that you can. If I had to live on my peas and rice, and that's all I had, I think I've got 15 jars of peas left over from last year. And we're about to plant a new crop this year. And I said to my husband, I said, overplant. Plant as many as we can plant. We're going to have a big garden this year. We're having 2 gardens this year. We have the raised bed garden in the front, and we have the big garden back here that we're going to plant directly into the ground for the squash, for the tumbling crops, and the peas on the fence. So, do you want to be controlled? You just have to think, how much do you want to be controlled? What if all of a sudden the supply chain crashed entirely and you couldn't get anything? Not just that there are limits, but you could get nothing. We're going into the growing season. This is a great time for you to learn how to grow something. A lot of things grow. Look up things called square foot gardening. How to grow a lot of bulk in a small space. Square foot gardening. You can look at, there's a book called Square Foot Gardening, but you can look at it online now. A lot of books are great to have in your library, but say the internet goes down. You can look at it online now, but you might not be able to later. There's so many books you can buy on Amazon used to put in your library, just in case you have no online source anymore. We've got to think about things like that, people. And I know that you might not want to learn to can, and you might want to put things in the freezer, but what happens if your electricity goes out for a long period of time? Then you've got to think about, how do you keep a freezer going? So canning actually puts things on the shelves that if the electricity went out, it's not a big deal. Gas-powered cowboy stove outside, or just, there's all kinds of things that you need to think about. You need to think about the what ifs. And yeah, it's work. I'm not saying it's not work. It is work. And it's not easy when your knee's killing you, when your back is killing you, when the last thing you want to do is get out in the scorching sun. You don't want to do it sometimes. I know. And I'm sorry about the wind noise. Nobody said it wasn't work. It's work. But anything worth doing is going to be work. If it's not work, it's not worth doing, and it won't get you any rewards. The most work yields the most rewards generally. But you've got to learn your skills, how to grow things, how to can things. You can't always depend on someone else for your food production. Family farms are going the way of the dodo bird now, in favor of commercial farms. So my husband's ringing a dinner bell for me, and I better get going. But think about that, y'all. Talk to you later.